the power of intention and why this is so different than other marketing strategies is what we want to do is we want to position our company in front of our customers when they come looking for exactly what we have to offer. Now, a lot of other marketing strategies out there say, do social media and use Facebook ads and all these different platforms. But the problem is when you advertise, do a paid ad or even organically post on social media, what you're doing is a pattern interrupt, okay? So someone is browsing the internet and they're looking at dog photos and all of a sudden your ad for your construction company comes up. Well, you have to interrupt that person's train of thought and then have such a powerful ad that you have to sell them on doing business with you when they're in no way interested in potentially doing it at all, or they're not really thinking that in their head. So you're kind of popping in and totally randomly changing the subject and hoping they convert to a customer. And that is a losing strategy. Now, I'm not saying that can't work, and we do teach ads, and there is a way to make a lot of money and grow your business off ads, okay? But before we even think about running ads, we need to set up our framework so once people click through from that ad, that they have the highest chance to convert. Okay, so contrast that strategy of posting on social media and someone's looking at cat GIFs, whatever it may be, and then here's your construction ad, okay? Most of the time, they're just going to ignore it. To get them to actually click through, they got to be in the perfect state of mind. They got to need your product. They got to know they need it. They got to have time to take action. They can't be distracted, and all those things. The stars have to align. So what happens is a lot of people spend time and money and pull their hair out trying to get customers through either organic, social, or paid ads, and they just can't figure out why it's not working. Okay, so what we do is we flip the script and we harness the power of intention. So what intention is we basically want to find that customer and create that relationship with that customer when they're ready to buy. Okay, so what that means is we position our business in front of them after they've decided they're going to purchase, and now they're looking for who the right person to purchase from is. And we want to make sure we're there checking all those boxes that they have in their head to give us the highest chance of possibly converting them into a client. Okay, so the power of intention is really focusing on those areas that we can be there and control when the customer comes looking. So some of those are Google, they are Google Maps, they are review sites, and their customer reviews. Those are the kind of things that people are going to look at when they're ready to buy. Okay, so what we do is we first set up this 4-pillar system in order to have that strong foundation to build all of our other marketing strategies on. Because if we go out there and run ads before we have a great website and other things set up, then a lot of times what's going to happen is leaky bucket syndrome. The customers are going to click on the ad, but then they're not going to end up converting. So even if we do come up with a great ad, which is hard to do, the chance of converting to a customer down the funnel, down the way, down the chain is pretty difficult. So then we're actually wasting money on that ad spend. Okay, so we want to set up the strongest foundation we can first before we move into any other marketing strategy. So this course is set up really to focus you in on where to start your focus, where to start your marketing efforts, and then once you get that dialed in, get that done, then we'll show you the extra tricks and the strategies that can really help you scale and really crush your competitor. All right, so let's get right into it. So this is the 4-step blueprint for successful contractor marketing. All right, so first we need to set up our home base, and our home base is our website. Now, a lot of people will teach you that you don't need a website, that websites are outdated, they're old school, and that is a total lie. Most people that are going to do business with the type of business that you are, a contractor, are going to look at your website and evaluate your company really from your website. Okay, so your website needs to be a reflection of your company, which means if you want to be a great company and you want to grow to be a large, successful company, you need to spend time and energy creating a great website. So some of the elements of a great website are that it needs to be mobile first, it needs to be fast, it needs to have clear and concise messaging, it needs to have those critical elements on it that your customer needs to see in order to check those boxes in their head whether they want to do business with you or not. So some of those things are reviews, third-party review sites, portfolio of some of the work you've done, accreditations you've got, maybe Better Business Bureau, things like that. All those trust factors that people need to see in order to do business with you. And your website is so important because your website is your 24-hour salesperson. So whether you are on a job, you're sleeping, you're on vacation, your website is there ready to sell when the customer comes looking. So don't skip on this. This is a place to really put your focus first. This is your most valuable asset. It's actually one of the few things online that you can actually own, which is another critical aspect of it. A lot of people build their online presence on borrowed real estate like Facebook page or different things like that, when really it's your website that you own. It's your website that you really should be investing your time and money into. Okay, so once you have your website set up, then we're going to move on to the next step, which is get on the map. Okay, now there's actually 3 maps out there that we'll talk about throughout this training, but we want to be represented on all 3 of these maps, but especially well represented on Google Maps. Okay, so Google Maps obviously is the most important. We'll get into exactly how to set up your Google Map and then how to get reviews and how to make that come up at the top of the search engines and later videos. But know that the maps are very important because when people are searching in the area that your business is located, a lot of times they're looking for people that are just close to them. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. They want to do business with someone that's close. They're not going to do business with someone that's in the next town. A lot of times they really want someone just in their area. And so that's why being on the maps is so critical, and we'll show you exactly how to do that. Now remember, it's not just Google Maps. So we have Google My Business, but then we also have Apple Maps. And Apple Maps are important because they are the default map on an iPhone or an iPad. So it's very important to be on Apple Maps, and then also Bing Map has a place where you can register for free. You can get on Bing Maps, and it's just another way for customers to find you that doesn't cost you a single penny. And you'll notice a lot of these things, having a great website is just something that takes time. Getting on the maps is something you can just do with time. You could register for free. So all these things, we're trying to show you ways that you can build your online presence without having to pay money for expensive ads, especially right off the bat. All right, so now that we have our great website set up, we're on all 3 maps, we're really starting to build our foundation. Now we want to move on to building your brand. Okay, so what a brand is what happens when people search your name. Okay, so let's say your construction company is called Blue Home Construction, and they Google that. Okay, what happens? What do they see? Do they see your assets? Do they see bad reviews from sites? Do they see a competitor talking bad about you? Do they see slander that said you did something illegal that's not true? What's the important thing is you need to control what people see when they search your brand, because here's what happens. When people hear about your business, they're going to do one of 2 things. They're either going to type in your domain name directly, which is probably unlikely. A lot of times people will just search. Most likely what they're going to do is they're going to search. So if it's Blue Home Construction and they search in Google, your website's going to come up, but there's also going to be a full page of other things that come up. And I can tell you, most people scan that page to see what's there. So if you have a fraud report, a 1-star fraud report, if you have a 1-star review on Yelp or Home Advisors or Angie's List that is just lingering on your brand search, these are the types of things that can absolutely kill your conversion. So let's go back to our early example. Let's say you're running a great ad campaign, but you haven't focused on this foundation. Someone clicks through to your ads, they hear about your business, and then a week later they decide, okay, I want to go do business with this person. And so they go, okay, so what was their name? Okay, it was Blue Home Construction. I'm going to go into Google. I'm going to type it. I'm going to search it. And then when they look at your brand search, what's coming up, they start to see these fraud reports and things like that. That's going to kill your conversion rate. So this is one of those critical pieces that you need to do in order to convert the maximum amount of intent-based leads. And later when we get into the advertising, when we really start to scale, the max amount of paid ads that come in, paid leads that come in to your business. So we want to build our brand. And the way we do this is we control our brand search. And the way we control our brand search is we register for critical third-party review sites. So some of these sites are things like Yelp, Home Advisor, Angie's List, Houzz. There's a whole list of them that we go into depth in the course. We also want to register for social media pages. Even if we're not posting, we want to register because those pages will take up space in our brand search in Google. So we want to register for Facebook. We want Twitter. We want to set up an Instagram. All those things that are our assets that we just need to go out and claim. So when people search for our name, we really control what they see and what comes up. All right, so finally, we need to get them talking. So once we have our home base set up, we're represented on all 3 maps. Okay, we've built our brand search. So when people are searching our company, everything looks good and we can really control what people are seeing. finally, we need reviews. So one of the biggest things that gets people to convert with you or your competitor is 5-star reviews from happy customers. And let's face it, companies don't spend enough time going out and getting 5-star reviews. And the reality is, in most cases, people will leave a bad review if they have bad experience with you, but if they have a good experience, they won't leave any review. So we need to make a system within your business to actually go out and ask happy customers to leave reviews. And throughout this training, we go through exactly how to do that with a lot of free tools, how to give them a direct link to your listing to keep the friction as low as we possibly can to get them to actually follow through and leave reviews. But also, we show you how to use paid tools to automate the entire process of stacking 5-star reviews. So that is your 4 pillars. Start with those, get those dialed in, and then move on to all the fancy tricks and bonuses and techniques that we have throughout the course. But really focus in on those 4 pillars first. That's where the majority of your growth and your new business is going to come from. And the great part is, once you set this stuff up, once you set up a great website, once you get on the maps, once you register for those third-party review sites and social networks, once you get those reviews, a lot of the stuff you only have to do one time. So you set it up, and it's just going to sit out there on the web and keep bringing customers into your business. And you're going to be able to grow without any ad spend or expensive paid ads or TV commercials or banner ads or print ads, and without having to beg or brag on social media. You're going to just be there positioned when customers are ready to buy the service that you offer. You're going to be there ready as the best choice. So hopefully that video was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on the next videos. Take care.